What's up and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving a film review for The Boss Baby. Now this is based on a 2010 picture book of the same name, which is written by Marla Fraser. Now this film is actually directed by Tom McGrath, and it stars the voices of Alec Baldwin, Steve Buscemi, Jimmy Kimmel, Lucy Kudrow, and Tobey Maguire as well. Now this film, I thought it was pretty good. I'll touch on it throughout my review. I thought it was like funny. It had some funny moments. Like the animation is superb. The cool and excellent. But I thought it was kind of like confusing. It was kind of hard for me to follow it. But at the same time, it was a pretty good film. So anyway, this is my review for The Boss Baby. Now when the film opens, it opens with like the star of the film, like the protagonist of the film. Well, I guess you could say he's kind of like the co-star of known as Tim Templeton. Now, he is voiced by Tobey Maguire when he's older, but when Tim is actually in the film, most of the time he's actually like still like a little kid. But like you still have like Tobey Maguire who's like narrating the actual like story of the film, what happened to him when he was a kid. Well, anyway, this baby shows up to his family's crib, and it turns out the baby's on a secret mission, and he's actually a secret agent, and he's on a mission to and like dealing with a secret war between like babies and like puppies. Because at one point, like the really bulk of the film is about him trying to pursue like this puppy. He's trying to see what the puppy looks like, what is it about, and so on. So that's what the plot of the film is about. But anyway, once the baby gets there, of course Tim doesn't want the baby to be there. He's upset with like the baby being there. He's like, I don't want him here, and stuff like that. So his parents, they decide, because at one point, nothing I thought was kind of interesting about it. They actually asked Tim when he was like a little boy, when he was still a little boy, they asked him did he want like a brother, like another brother or anything like that. He said no, he didn't want one. And I think his mom was actually pregnant, because you could see her like rubbing her stomach. You could see that the baby in her gut, like in her stomach. But at the same time, I guess she decided like to have an abortion or something, because she never gave birth to this baby at all in the film. But instead you have like the boss baby shows up, who's like a secret agent, and he can talk, and he's like very intelligent, but the parents don't know anything about it. Plus he never reveals any of this unless he's alone with Tim. That's the only time you ever get to see him talking and what he's capable of, only when he's with Tim, So yeah, I thought this film was pretty good, like the animation, it was like superb. I liked the look of like the characters like Tim, like Boss Baby himself and everything. I thought all those characters looked like awesome. Like the animation, the look of it was cool looking. Plus there were like a lot of like funny moments in this film too as well. It was moments where I actually was like laughing a lot. I found myself like laughing at this film a lot. So it was like a lot of like funny moments in it too. But like I said, if anything, like it eventually gets kind of like too far-fetched, and then it's kind of hard to follow it. Because it seems like it's about like what like the film is trying to what it's trying to say is that this boy, he doesn't want like another like family member besides him. He wants only his parents to be raising him. He doesn't want like a brother or a sister, because you kind of got the feeling that's what they're trying to like stress with the film. That this one boy Tim, he wants to be alone with his parents. He didn't want like another sibling, like a brother or a sister or anything like that. So I think that's what the film is really trying to stress. But at the same time, there's something going on for like a plot between like puppies that are being born, created, and at the same time more babies and stuff and so on. It's kind of complicated, kind of hard to follow. Now I think a lot of like the stuff they touched on in this film is kind of like way out there. You can tell this kind of was actually aimed at adults. There's like little hidden messages in it that could have been too much for a kid. That I thought was kind of funny. Like can get kind of extreme with some of the things it shows and says. That I've been saying in the film is kind of extreme. You can tell it's actually aimed at like a much like more mature, like older crowd. Now the voices of the film, you have Alec, he plays Baby Boss. He does the voice of Baby Boss. You have like I said, Tobey Maguire as the adult Tim, but you have somebody else playing Tim when he's like mostly in the film when he's like a kid. You have Steve Buscemi as the Francis, and he's like the antagonist of the film. I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Then you have Jimmy Kimmel as Ted Templeton, Lisa Kudrow as Janice Templeton, and so on, Yeah, because Francis, he's the actual antagonist like of the film, the villain of the film, and he was voiced by Steve Buscemi. Now, his character used to be like the head of Baby Corp, and that's where Boss Baby is from. But they had kicked him out, like the Baby Corp had kicked him out, and he joined the Puppy Corp, and then he wants to seek revenge against like Baby Corp. So he's actually like the villain of the film. And I thought he was okay, because he actually changed like forms. He was actually like this big like baby, but then he somehow managed to change himself to like an adult, if I'm not mistaken. Because like Boss Baby and all them, they're actually like stuck as babies. They can't like grow old or anything. And there was also like this like hidden like ailment they had Well, Boss Baby had it where he can like talk fluently like an adult, but at the same time he'll get like sick like, and then he's like a baby. He can't like communicate. He has like the mental like the mentality of a little baby basically. For some reason he has to drink like this liquid which can turn him back into himself where he can talk fluently and everything. Like a mature adult. I thought Tobey Maguire provided like a nice little mellow performance as the adult Tim. Like when he's narrating the story, he has like a mellow kind of like performance. I thought that was kind of cool. It kind of reminds me when he's like in Spider-Man, when he's like narrating the Spider-Man films. I thought it kind of felt similar to that. I thought that was kind of decent. It fit like the film, itself. But then I thought this was Baby Boss. I mean the Boss Baby, the Boss Baby. I thought it was pretty cool, and entertaining. It was still kind of hard to follow, and it seems like far fetched. Like how could you just bleed and just set the seal like that? It seems kind of far fetched, like it just came out of nowhere. But it was okay though. But then the Boss Baby, I'm maybe not giving this a B minus, and I would highly recommend this for like fans for like animated films like this. I guess films that with like babies and so on. So yeah, that's my review for the Boss Baby, and I am giving this a B minus. Alright, and please subscribe to my channel.